They sneered at the elderly black janitor as he stepped into their boardroom, oblivious to the ruin he carried in his hands. Marcus Johnson isn't just a man who sweeps floors. He's a silent predator in the shadows, biding his time for 15 years, poised for this reckoning. His calloused hands clutch the mop handle as he lingers outside the executive boardroom of Apex Enterprises, the cruel laughter within slicing through the mahogany doors like a venomous sting. If you alone held the truth in that room, would you hold your tongue or unleash it? Drop a comment below and tell me where you're tuning in from. The polished brass nameplate declares Board of Directors, private session. Yet Marcus strides in, uninvited. Inside, 12 executives in tailored suits swivel their heads. The laughter fades to a hush. Richard Baxter, Apex Enterprises CEO, reclines in his leather throne at the table's head, his silver hair glinting under the chandelier's glow like a twisted halo. Here comes the janitor, a voice mutters, and the snickers ripple again, spreading like a plague. As Marcus swings open the boardroom door, none could fathom the chaos about to erupt in the next 10 minutes.
Marcus Johnson's reflection glares back from the gleaming marble floor, 72 years etched into his dark skin by time and grief. His Apex Enterprises uniform drapes loosely over shoulders that once bore the weight of a corporate empire. 15 years scrubbing these floors. 15 years fading into the background. 15 years of calculated patience. His cleaning cart creaks as he pushes it down the 45th floor corridor, each step resounding in the pre-dawn stillness. His hands, rough with calluses and veins, grip the handle with the precision of a man who once sealed million-dollar deals. But that was before Baxter, before the collapse, before Emily. Through the boardroom's glass walls, he observes them, 12 predators tearing at corporate flesh. Richard Baxter presides, his face a mask of cold malice. Power has ravaged him, body and soul. His manicured fingers drum on a folder labeled Restructuring Plan 2025. Layoffs. Dead weight, Baxter declares, his voice seeping through the door. Cut them by Q4, no severance. They should be grateful we employed them at all. Linda Carter, the CFO, nods with fervor, her morals long traded for stock options. Investors will eat up the profit margins. Jake Morgan, the youngest board member at 35, chuckles. Time to take out the trash. The irony burns in Marcus's ears. They talk of human lives like garbage. A janitor hovers at their threshold. Sarah Baxter, the secretary, spots him first. 23, fresh from college, a flicker of humanity still in her eyes. Their gazes lock through the glass. A spark of guilt flashes, then vanishes. She leans toward Baxter, murmuring. The CEO's eyes snap to Marcus, his lips twisting into a sneer, the same cruel smirk his father wore 30 years ago when he crushed Johnson Enterprises. "Let him in," Baxter orders, flicking a dismissive wrist. He knows his place. Marcus enters, his cart rolling forward like a battering ram. The wheels squeal against the Italian marble. The board barely glances up from their screens and documents. To them, he's nothing. A fixture, a shadow, background noise. Jake Morgan, engrossed, knocks his coffee mug off the table. It shatters, brown liquid pooling like blood on the pristine floor. "Mop it up, old man," he snaps. The room watches, baiting him, testing his limits. As Marcus kneels to wipe the spilled coffee, a director tosses a napkin. "Missed a spot, boy." His knees ache against the cold marble, but he lowers himself regardless. The coffee seeps into the grout like a spreading wound. His fractured reflection stares back, an old black man bowing before white power. The image they demand, the image they crave. 15 years. Jake Morgan smirks, glancing at his Rolex. 15 years cleaning floors, and you're still this slow. No surprise, your kind never gets ahead. The rag in Marcus's hand stills for a fleeting moment. Around the table, phones capture the scene for tomorrow's internal newsletter. Know your place, a corporate lesson. They'll toast to it at happy hour, mocking the janitor who dared enter their sanctum. Marcus wrings the rag into his bucket, the water darkening to mud. His voice, when it emerges, rumbles with the force of a storm. 15 years teaches you to clean more than floors. It reveals the stains you can't see. The room falls silent. Baxter leans forward, his chair groaning. What did you just say? Marcus rises, his arthritic back unyielding, towering over them. Some stains, Mr. Baxter, sink deeper than coffee. Some rot the very foundation. Security! Linda Carter's voice cracks, her hand fumbling for her phone. The emails you thought were gone, Marcus presses on, his tone unyielding as granite. The falsified contracts, the bribes stashed in offshore accounts, the safety reports you buried after the factory fire. Jake Morgan leaps to his feet, face crimson. How dare you! Sit down, Junior! Marcus's voice remains steady, and Morgan slumps back. You weren't even born when your father funneled money through Apex's charity foundation, but I was here. I've been here, cleaning your messes. The boardroom shrinks, the air thick with tension. The AC hums, but sweat beads on their brows. Baxter's knuckles bleach against the table's edge. You're done, he snarls. Get out before Before you what? Marcus reaches into his cart, his movements deliberate. Before you do to me what you did to Washington, to Carter's father, to the 47 who wouldn't bend. Security appears at the door, 2 guards faltering, bewildered. The janitor is part of the scenery, always has been. But this moment defies logic. The board freezes. Baxter's face darkens with fury, and Marcus Johnson stands like a prophet before a tyrant. He pulls a flash drive from among cleaning bottles, small, black, unassuming. He places it on the table, the soft click echoing like a gavel strike. Before they can summon security, Marcus reveals the USB drive. You might want to see this first. Baxter rises, a wounded beast, his chair crashing backward. A janitor threatening us? You've lost it, old man. A crystal water pitcher flies from his hand, striking Marcus's chest, soaking his thin uniform. Ice cubes scatter like shattered gems. The board's laughter, jagged, cruel, fills the void between fear and arrogance. Now you've got something to clean, Baxter taunts. Back on your knees where you belong. Jake Morgan, emboldened by Baxter's rage, shoves Marcus. The old man stumbles, steadying himself against the cart. Papers spill, quarterly reports mingling with cleaning schedules on the floor. Pick them up, Morgan barks. Every page, and while you're down there, remember what you are. What you'll always be. Marcus's hands tremble as he kneels again, not from fear, but from memory. 30 years collapse into this instant. A younger Marcus in another boardroom, watching Baxter Sr. forge the papers that obliterated Johnson Enterprises. The planted suicide note, the media's vicious spin, turning a black triumph into a tale of hubris. His fingers collect the papers with deliberate slowness. Behind him, phones record every angle. Linda Carter posts to the executive chat. Annual reminder, stay humble. Replies flood in, laughing emojis, clinking champagne glasses, smug in their subtlety. A memory surges as he grips a financial report. Emily, at 16, tears streaming. Daddy, why did they lie about you? He had no answer then, only rage that consumed itself, morphing into patience. Cold, relentless patience. That's it, Baxter gloats. See, gentlemen, this is what happens when they forget their place. 40 years ago, his kind wouldn't have dared speak. Sarah, trembling in the corner, clutches her tablet. Their eyes meet. She mouths, "I'm sorry," then looks away. But her phone captures it all. Baxter's venomous sneer, every spiteful word. Marcus stacks the papers on the table with meticulous care. His voice, soft yet piercing, cuts through. "You're right, Mr. Baxter. I know my place." He turns to the security camera, addressing its unblinking lens. "I know exactly where I belong, and I know where you belong too." The board exchanges uneasy glances, unnerved by his tone. Baxter's phone buzzes, the screen flashing an unfamiliar notification. A text from an unknown number chills his blood. 15 minutes. Check email. The message repeats. 15 minutes. Check your email. Ghost of Johnson. The elevator doors close on Marcus's reflection, a man forged by humiliation into something sharper than steel. His drenched uniform clings to skin that remembers finer clothes, better days. The board thinks they've triumphed. They always do. He presses the basement button, but his fingers trace a covert pattern across the panel, memorized from nocturnal missions. The elevator jolts, halting at floor 30, abandoned since the tech crash. Apex never bothered to refurbish. Why waste money on ghosts? The doors slide open to darkness. Marcus steps into the echoing void, his footsteps reverberating through empty halls. Door after door leads to nothing until he reaches suite 312. The keypad pulses faintly. He enters the code. 04152 N8- Emily's death date. The lock clicks open. Inside, the barren office morphs into a war room. 5 monitors hum with data streams. Servers whir in chilled silence. Law books line a wall. 15 years of study between scrubbing toilets. A lone photo rests on the desk. Emily at her Harvard graduation. Her smile radiant enough to light cities. Marcus dials a burner phone from memory. 2 rings. "It's time," he says. Olivia Carter's voice crackles through, sharp despite the encryption. 15 years, Marcus. My father waited for this day, but cancer claimed him first. We finish it. Marcus powers up the central terminal. Initiate Requiem protocol. Are the others ready? 12 janitors, 12 companies, 1 hour. Security feeds flicker to life on the monitors. The boardroom shows Baxter pacing, phone glued to his ear. Jake Morgan pours whiskey with trembling hands. Linda Carter types frantically on her laptop. They slashed maintenance last month, Olivia says. Thought a skeleton crew would save cash. Those skeletons are us, Marcus replies. They didn't see we were the muscle. Another screen shows the sub-basement. A janitor waters plants, but the bottle holds something else. Another wipes IT keyboards, planting hardware with each stroke. 12 warriors in an unseen war, their uniforms the perfect disguise. Legal packets are set, Olivia confirms. DOJ, FBI, SEC, IRS. Christmas comes early. Media's on standby. Marcus opens a drawer, retrieves a flask, not liquor, but antacid. 15 years of swallowed fury breeds ulcers. Olivia, we're not tearing them down. We're cleaning house. Same difference? No. His gaze locks on Emily's photo. Destruction is fast. Cleaning is slow, thorough, leaving only truth. The clock ticks past 6:45 a.m., 15 minutes since he left the boardroom. Above, 12 phones are about to receive an email that will shatter everything. 15 years of evidence, compressed into files dense enough to crush stars. Marcus lifts Emily's photo, tracing her face with a weathered finger. Almost done, baby girl. Daddy's almost done. In the boardroom, every executive's email pings in unison. You have one message. Judgment Day has arrived. The subject line sears across 12 screens. Judgment Day. The cleaning begins now. Richard Baxter's fingers hover over his mouse, shaking. The board mirrors his dread. The sender. M.J. Johnson, 1952 at justice.com. It's spam, Jake Morgan insists, voice cracking. Has to be. Baxter clicks. A video loads. Him, 5 minutes ago, hurling water at Marcus. The footage is pristine, the audio razor sharp. 40 years ago, his kind would have known better. Below, a chilling message. This is just the beginning. Attached, 500 gigabytes of Apex Enterprises' darkest secrets. Linda Carter's laptop chimes, then Morgan's, then every device wails a digital requiem. Files flood their screens, each name an accusation. Swiss, accounts, Baxter, 2010, Senator, bribes, infrastructure, bill, safety, report, buried 47 deaths, Carter, insider, trading complete. Shut it down, Baxter roars. Kill the network. James from IT bursts in, ashen. Sir, it's not our network. These files, they're coming from our servers. Someone's had access for years. Morgan's phone buzzes. His wife, his lawyer, then a number that freezes his blood. The Securities and Exchange Commission. My Cayman accounts, Linda Carter whispers, staring at her screen. How? The janitor, Baxter hisses. That expletive janitor. A new window opens on every screen. A live stream. Marcus Johnson sits in a control room, monitors glowing behind him. He's traded his uniform for a black suit, exuding dignity. A photo of a young woman looms in the background. Good morning, Apex Enterprises Board, Marcus says. For 15 years, you passed me like I was nothing. Invisible, harmless. But janitors hold keys to every door. We work nights while you sleep. We clear your trash, your secrets, and sometimes we keep copies. The feed cuts to damning footage. Baxter, 10 years ago, bribing a judge. Morgan with a 17-year-old at a strip club. Carter shredding documents before an audit. Every crime, every bribe, every life you crushed for profit. Marcus continues. I have it all. Baxter lunges for the conference phone. Security, find that janitor now. You won't find me, Richard, Marcus's voice booms. Just like you didn't find me when I was CEO of Johnson Enterprises, before your father ruined me with forged papers and planted lies. The room stills. Baxter's face pales. Johnson. Thomas Johnson. The man you helped destroy 30 years ago. The man whose daughter died because of your lies. Yes, Richard. I'm that Johnson. And I've spent 15 years plotting this day. Every phone rings at once, the caller ID flashing 3 letters of doom. DOJ. Baxter's phone rings again. The Department of Justice. He stares at it like a venomous snake. Power is choosing which calls to answer. Don't pick up, Linda Carter urges, voice taut. We need lawyers. Now. Lawyers? Jake Morgan's laugh is shrill, unhinged. Those files, they have everything. Baxter's glare silences them, a look that's crushed careers. He turns to security. 50 men. Scour every floor. Find that janitor. If he resists, he doesn't say it. Doesn't need to. Boots thunder through corridors as the security team scatters. In the basement, they find Marcus's cart, still damp from Baxter's thrown water. The old man has vanished like a wraith. Meanwhile, Olivia Carter stands before Judge Patricia Wilson in federal court. It's 7:15 a.m., but justice waits for no one. She slides a stack of documents across the desk. Class action suit for 10,000 victims of Apex's predatory schemes, Olivia declares. We seek an immediate injunction to freeze all corporate assets. Judge Wilson, whose pension Apex plundered, signs without pause. Back in the boardroom, phones erupt with alerts. CNN, Apex Enterprises, scandal, largest corporate fraud ever. Fox Business, CEO Baxter accused of decades-long crime spree. The New York Times, janitor topples empire, exclusive tonight. Turn it off, Baxter bellows. But every screen, every device, beams the same image. Marcus Johnson, calm and resolute, delivering truth to a ravenous world. The board turns on itself, a pack of ravenous wolves. What did you do with the pension funds, Richard? Those offshore accounts were your idea. I was just following orders. Baxter yanks a 9mm from his desk drawer, its gleam stark under fluorescent lights. Enough! 30 years building this empire. 30 years. Sarah, unnoticed in the corner, keeps her phone steady, streaming live to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. 2 million viewers watching their CEO brandish a gun at his board. Comments flood in, shares skyrocketing like a jackpot. On TV, Marcus's interview begins, facing Anderson Cooper, hands clasped, voice unwavering. I'm Marcus Johnson, once CEO of Johnson Enterprises. For 15 years, I've been Apex's janitor. Today, I end Richard Baxter's reign of terror. A split-screen graphic reads, From CEO to Janitor, a saga of patience and justice. Baxter fires at the TV. Glass shatters. Sarah screams. Security rushes in, finding their CEO wild-eyed, gun smoking. Marcus on CNN speaks. Let me tell you about Richard Baxter and the 47 lives lost for profit. Anderson Cooper leans in, his silver hair catching the studio lights. Mr. Johnson, that's a grave charge. 47 deaths? Marcus pulls out a tattered notebook, pages yellowed by time. Every name, every date, every family broken. His finger traces the list. Michael Washington, factory foreman, flagged safety violations, car accident, brakes cut. Jennifer Park, accountant, spotted book discrepancies. Overdose, but she never touched drugs. David Carter, Olivia's father, exposed pension fraud. Cancer, they claimed. But we found polonium traces. A CNN Kyron blares. Janitor unveils alleged corporate murder ring. In the boardroom, Baxter stands amid broken glass, gun still hot. Lies. All lies. His board edges back. SWAT vehicles encircle Apex Tower. FBI choppers buzz like vultures. Linda Carter makes a choice that spares her life, but damns her soul. She bolts for the window. I won't go to prison! The 40th floor glass resists. She pounds it once, twice, then hurls a chair. It shatters outward. She leaps. No! Sarah drops her phone, lunging forward. Too late. Linda Carter's scream vanishes into the morning air. She hits a SWAT truck, broken but alive. Paramedics swarm. Jake Morgan slumps in his chair, sobbing. I followed orders. I didn't know about the murders, I swear! Weak, Baxter snarls. All of you, weak. Marcus continues on screen. I have 15 years of recordings, every meeting, every crime. Schematics flash. Apex Tower laced with hidden microphones like a diseased body. They thought I was just emptying trash. I was gathering evidence. Congresswoman Patricia Hayes joins the broadcast, chair of the Financial Services Committee. We're launching emergency hearings. If true, this dwarfs Enron. 2008. Everything. The remaining board members' phones ring in unison. Their lawyers, from the same firm, deliver identical messages. We can't represent you. Conflict of interest. Baxter triggers the emergency lockdown. Steel shutters slam over windows. Doors seal with magnetic locks. If I fall, we all fall. But Marcus foresaw this. On the 30th floor, his janitor operatives work their magic. Emergency exits unlock. SWAT storms in. The building buzzes with law enforcement. On CNN, Marcus stands, shedding his suit jacket to reveal the janitor uniform beneath. This uniform isn't shame. It's armor. It let me move among monsters unseen, collecting the evidence to stop them. The camera zooms in, his weathered face alight with purpose. Every janitor, every cleaner, every invisible soul in every boardroom. We see you. We hear you. Sometimes, we clean house. Baxter's phone rings once more. He answers on speaker, defiant. A woman's voice cuts through. Hello, Daddy Baxter. It's Emily. Emily Johnson. And I'm not dead. The boardroom falls silent, save for Baxter's ragged breaths. "That voice, it can't be. Emily Johnson died 12 years ago," he whispers. "Suicide. I saw the report." "You saw what we wanted." The voice sharpens, matures. On the screen, a woman appears, mid-30s, sharp suit, FBI badge gleaming. "Special Agent Emily Johnson, Financial Crimes Division. I've been underground 10 years, Richard, building the case to bury you." Marcus joins her on screen, father and daughter united in purpose. Their resemblance is unmistakable. Eyes that pierce lies, jaws set for justice. "Impossible," Jake Morgan whimpers. "The funeral, the news." Emily's laugh slices like shards. A closed casket and a coroner whose wife lost everything to Apex's pension scam. Dr. Park was eager to help me vanish. The screens flare with 10 years of Emily's work. Crime scenes Apex orchestrated, documents of her rise through FBI ranks, cases converging on this moment. "Every crime you thought I didn't see," Emily says. "I was watching, recording, waiting." Marcus clasps her hand on screen. "You thought you broke me by driving her to suicide, but you gave me something stronger than rage. Purpose." The tale unfolds like a vengeful symphony. Marcus, choosing poverty over pride, taking the janitor's role to infiltrate. Emily, faking her death to hunt from the shadows. Father and daughter playing a long game Baxter never suspected. "The 12 janitors?" Baxter breathes. "All victims," Marcus confirms. "Each lost someone to Apex. Washington's son, Park's sister, Carter's father. We didn't recruit them. You forged them." Screens shift, revealing all 12, each clutching evidence, standing in Apex subsidiaries. A network of ghosts, haunting corporate America's underbelly. Olivia Carter appears on another monitor, no longer a lawyer, but something greater. "Deputy Director Carter, Department of Justice. My father died chasing evidence on you, Baxter. I finished his work." The board grasps the scale of their doom. This isn't a scandal. It's a masterpiece of retribution, 15 years in the making. "The beauty of it?" Marcus leans into the camera. "We could have crushed you 5 years ago, but we waited." "Why?" Baxter can't speak, can't breathe. "To save the innocent. Every worker you planned to fire, every pension you meant to steal, every family you aimed to ruin. We needed every thread, every head of the Hydra." Emily displays a list, 12 companies, hundreds of executives, a web of corruption spanning industries. "Operation Clean Sweep starts now," she declares. 12 companies, 12 teams, 1 strike. The Shadow Council ends today. Baxter's mind reels through decades of crime, secret meetings, handshakes that sealed fates. They called themselves the Shadow Council, untouchable, invisible, eternal. "How did Johnson's janitors?" Marcus cuts in, reading Baxter's thoughts. "We clean your offices, empty your trash, fix your servers. We're in every building, every boardroom, every system. You made us invisible. That was your error." SWAT masses outside the sealed boardroom. Baxter grips his gun, backing toward Sarah, still streaming to 5 million viewers. SWAT breaches. Baxter seizes Sarah. "I still have leverage." She feels the gun's cold bite at her temple, his breath searing her neck. 5 million watch her fear live, comments flooding, prayers, rage, disbelief. America's mightiest CEO hides behind a secretary. "Call them off!" Baxter screams at SWAT. "Bring Johnson here, face to face!" Captain Rodriguez, SWAT commander, speaks evenly. "Release her, Baxter. It's over." "Nothing's over. I am this empire." On screen, Marcus shakes his head. "I won't come up, Richard. I faced you every day for 15 years. Every time you ignored me, laughed at the old janitor." "That was facing you, coward." Baxter presses the gun harder. Sarah whimpers, Sarah. Marcus's voice cuts through, steady as bedrock. Remember cleaning glass? Her tear-filled eyes widen, recalling 3 months ago. Marcus teaching self-defense, disguised as window cleaning techniques. When someone grabs you from behind, you're not helpless. You've got leverage. That's right, Marcus urges. The circular motion, Sarah, like the windows. Baxter reacts too late. Sarah's elbow slams into his solar plexus. Her head snaps back, shattering his nose. The gun flies as she drops and rolls, perfectly executed. SWAT surges. No! Baxter dives for the weapon, but 20 officers pin him. He thrashes, screaming, "Marcus! Marcus!" They flip him, zip-tie his wrists. Blood streams from his nose, mingling with the coffee stains Marcus cleaned earlier. A poetic stain. "Hello, Richard." All turn. Marcus Johnson stands in the doorway, no longer the janitor, but the man beneath. Tall despite his age, dignified in his simple suit, eyes blazing with righteous fury. "You," Baxter spits, blood dripping. "Thomas Johnson, I should have killed you with the rest." "But you didn't." Marcus steps through shattered glass, each step deliberate. "You left me to suffer. That was your second mistake. My father broke you. I carried on his legacy." "No." Marcus kneels beside his fallen foe, voice low, for Baxter alone. "You carried his cruelty. But legacies can be scrubbed clean, Richard. That's what janitors do." Baxter's eyes widen with realization, then desperation. "You think you've won? I'm one head. The Shadow Council's roots run deep. They'll hunt you." Marcus rises, facing the still streaming cameras. "Let them come. We're ready. Always have been. The invisible army in every building, every boardroom, every shadow you cast." SWAT drags Baxter to his feet. As they haul him past, he locks eyes with Marcus, his broken laugh bitter. "You've only delayed the inevitable?" The council crumbles as Emily's voice cuts through. "Check the news." Screens flare with reports. FBI raids nationwide. CEOs cuffed. Senators arrested mid-session. The Shadow Council, 12 companies strong, collapses live. Baxter's laughter turns to screams as he's dragged away. "You think you've won? I'm just a puppet. The real council." Within 2 hours, Apex Enterprises dies, broadcast to the world. Its stock crashes 90% before trading halts. The 50-story tower empties as FBI agents haul out evidence, box by box. Employees huddle on sidewalks, some weeping, most stunned. An empire of bones turns to dust. Marcus holds a press conference in the lobby he mopped 12 hours ago. Behind him, agents dismantle the golden Apex logo, each letter crashing like thunder through marble halls. "The 3,000 workers Baxter planned to axe are safe," Marcus declares. "Emergency laws passed an hour ago protect your jobs, pensions, futures." A reporter shouts, "What about the victims? The 10,000 families Apex ruined?" Every stolen cent, Baxter's assets, the board's offshore accounts, goes back to those they robbed. Sarah stands beside him, trembling but proud. "I want to learn," she tells the cameras. "Mr. Johnson showed me the dirt others miss. I want to help clean it." Marcus hands her an envelope containing a key. "Office 312. 15 years of knowledge are there. The next generation needs guides." Across the city, dominoes topple. Apex's board members are cuffed one by one. Linda Carter, broken but alive, confesses from her hospital bed. Jake Morgan's wife leaves him before the handcuffs snap. Others flee toward borders they'll never reach. Emily's FBI net is too tight. That night, Operation Clean Sweep etches history. 12 companies raided, 500 arrests, 1.2 trillion in assets frozen. The Shadow Council, masters of hidden crime, are dragged into the light. Marcus visits his daughter's memorial, a plaque in a quiet garden, a lie that saved lives. Emily appears beside him, no longer the agent, but a daughter. Was it worth it, Dad? 15 years? He touches the plaque, thinking of the real losses, the 47, the suicides, the staged accidents. Every second, baby girl. Every second, lawyers say Baxter faces life without parole, a sentence he's served since choosing cruelty over conscience. A week later, transformation begins. Apex Tower becomes Johnson Foundation headquarters. The boardroom of Marcus's humiliation now hosts survivor groups. Golden parachutes fund small business grants. But in the shadows, phones hum. Encrypted messages dart between the council's remnants in Swiss bunkers and Caribbean forts. The American experiment failed, a voice hisses. Activate Protocol 7. What about Johnson and his daughter? They got lucky. Lightning won't strike twice. In Baxter's former office, now his, Marcus intercepts the message. He smiles, dials a memorized number. Hello, President Zhang. Marcus Johnson here. I hear you have a janitor issue in Beijing. Deep under Zurich, phones ring in sealed chambers. The cleaner has gone global. Activate all assets. 6 months later, a Senate hearing room brims with cameras and reckoning. 12 ex-CEOs sit like dominoes awaiting collapse. Richard Baxter at their center. Orange jumpsuit replacing Armani. Shackles for cufflinks. The Shadow Council, reduced to defendants. Senator Patricia Wilson, whose daughter perished in Apex's factory fire, chairs the committee. State your name. Richard Baxter. His voice fractures. 6 months in detention, aging him decades. Former CEO of a former criminal, Wilson corrects. Be precise. Marcus sits at the witness table, Emily beside him as lead prosecutor. The gallery holds hundreds of victims' families. Some weep, most stare with grim satisfaction. Mr. Johnson, Wilson begins, tell us about the Shadow Council. Marcus leans into the mic. 12 companies, 50 years of orchestrated crime. They called themselves capitalism's pillars. They were leeches. He lays it bare. Murders masked as accidents. Judges bought like commodities. Politicians swayed by Swiss accounts. Each truth drives another nail into their coffins. Objection! Baxter surges to his feet. This man's a liar, a criminal. Sit down! Judge Harrison's gavel cracks. Your turn's coming. But when it does, Baxter breaks. Perhaps it's Emily, alive. Perhaps it's the evidence's weight, or the realization his shadow empire burned in daylight. He grips the table, screaming, "You don't get it. We built this nation. We are this nation. Without us, you're nothing." His 10-minute tirade confesses all. Rigged markets, stolen elections, gods lording over insects. Each word buries him deeper. Other CEOs try to hush him, but Baxter's madness surges. Johnson was meant to die, all of them. 47 down, hundreds more. We were purging the weak. Emily rises. Let the record reflect the defendant's confession to conspiracy for mass murder. The gavel thunders. Mr. Baxter, you're in contempt. As guards drag him out, Baxter locks eyes with Marcus. Phase 7's coming. The council never dies. One by one, the others crumble. Carter pleads guilty for leniency. Morgan's testimony spans 3 days. Names, dates, crimes. By week's end, 12 life sentences pile like kindling. Marcus leaves the courthouse to thousands waiting, holding photos of loved ones. The 47, the suicides, the broken. He pauses for each, hearing their stories, vowing justice for their ghosts. Mr. Johnson, a reporter presses. Baxter mentioned Phase 7. Are you worried? Marcus smiles as Emily whispers urgently, her face shifting from a call. Worried? Number We've been ready for Phase 7 from the start. A grandmother grips his hands in the crowd. My grandson was number 33 on their list. Thank you. Thank him. He's why we fought. That night, the Council's Swiss headquarters burns. Anonymous heroes, invisible armies, janitors with matches. Phase 7's dead, Emily tells her father. We got them all. No, Marcus says, watching news of fires across 3 continents. We got the ones they let us find. The real Council waits in deeper shadows, thinking they've won. The Marcus Bill passes Congress with rare bipartisan unity. Millions watching force even bought politicians to comply. It redefines corporate oversight, mandating integrity janitors, independent inspectors with full access. Not spies, Marcus tells Congress. Guardians, cleaning corruption before it festers. Within months, American business shifts. CEOs know their emails may be seen. CFOs realize their clever accounting has an audience. Invisible crime meets visible accountability. Emily Johnson becomes the youngest SEC chairwoman ever, her first act deploying AI to track financial anomalies in real time. No more hidden shells, no buried reports. The machines catch what humans conceal. The 12 janitors who toppled the Shadow Council become icons and leaders. Michael Washington Jr. leads the Worker Safety Commission. Jennifer Park's daughter heads the Financial Crimes Division. David Carter's son becomes the first Asian American Attorney General. Olivia Carter, at her father's grave, confirmed as Secretary of Justice, whispers, "We did it, Dad. We cleaned them out." Sarah, the secretary who streamed Baxter's meltdown, reshapes Apex's remains into a beacon of good. As CEO of the Reborn Benefit Corporation, she enforces radical transparency. Every meeting streamed, every decision public. "Sunlight is our policy," she tells shareholders. "Mr. Johnson taught me the dirtiest corners hide from sight." The Johnson Foundation goes global, not training janitors to clean, but citizens to see. Workshops in vigilance, courses in corporate forensics, teaching how to read the unwritten, hear the unsaid. 50,000 companies adopt open book policies, reaping trust and profits. Honesty, it turns out, trumps crime. Marcus visits schools, teaching kids about patient justice. "Revenge is swift," he says. "Justice takes time. One burns, the other builds." But shadows stir in darker depths, nameless shell companies, meetings on open seas. The Shadow Council's heirs, bred for vengeance, trained for war. In a Swiss boarding school, a young man watches Marcus on TV. Richard Baxter Jr., hidden since birth, raised for one purpose. "Patience," his mentor says. "The old man and his daughter won't live forever." The mentor smiles. "Now you're learning. The council always rises." Marcus knows they're out there. Emily's FBI tracks whispers, rumors. The next shadow generation grows, but so does the light. Sarah's transparent firms, integrity janitors, millions taught to see. In Basel, a secret conclave votes. Begin Phase Omega. Not now, but soon. Marcus stands before Emily's memorial in the Johnson Foundation garden, the false grave that saved lives. Evening sun casts long shadows among roses and memory. His speech reaches thousands. Janitors, CEOs, students, senators, cleaners, and the cleansed. They mocked me for scrubbing their floors, but those who clean see the filth clearest. 15 years of silence wasn't weakness. It was patience honing itself into justice's blade. The crowd stands in reverent silence. Sarah holds Michael Washington Jr.'s hand. Emily stands with Olivia Carter. 12 janitors turned heroes form an honor guard, the invisible now seen. You all have power, not money or titles, but the power to see wrong and act, to speak when silence feels safe, to stand when kneeling seems wise. His voice echoes through the garden, across live streams, around the globe. I could have taken revenge after 5 years, quick, selfish satisfaction. But revenge feeds only anger. I waited, built, saved others. That's justice. One serves the self, the other the world. He sheds his suit jacket, revealing the janitor uniform beneath, never forgotten. This uniform isn't shame. It's dignity, earned through choices, seeing every person as human, every job as vital, knowing those who serve see more than those who rule. The camera widens, capturing the crowd. Former Apex workers spared from layoffs, families of the 47, children of a cleaner future. The Shadow Council thought they were eternal, but shadows scatter when light shines. You are that light. Every time you refuse silence, document truth. Choose courage over comfort. Marcus faces the camera, speaking to millions. Their story isn't over. Somewhere, a new Shadow Council plots, banking on your blindness, your fatigue, your doubt that change is possible. Prove them wrong. Share this story. Show the world patience, and justice can defeat power and cruelty. Subscribe to join the fight for accountability. This isn't my story, it's ours. He lays a white rose on Emily's false grave. You can be knocked down, but not out. You can mop floors while planning to clean house. You can be invisible and invincible. The sun sets behind Apex Tower, now Johnson Foundation. Where corruption once thrived, now hope blooms, secrets yield to transparency, and silent janitors lead with thunderous voices. Marcus walks from the memorial, not alone. Emily takes one arm, Sarah the other. Behind them, an army of the once invisible. Ahead, a world still needing cleansing. The final image, Marcus's janitor badge, framed in his office, inscribed below. Dignity comes not from position, but purpose. Justice arrives not through speed, but patience. Change comes not from the powerful, but the persistent. The screen fades, then flashes a final call. The cleaning continues. Will you join?